and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, August 12th, and I'm your host, Katie Seastead. It's great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. If you're anywhere near the town hall last Friday morning and looked up, you would have seen the 175-year-old fire bell coming out of the town hall tower. It took over a year's worth of work, and funding came from the town's Community Preservation Act. The fire bell is older than the town of Norwood and was originally located in Washington No. 7 Firehouse. John Grove wrote the grant and helped coordinate the effort.
What we've seen happen today is a pretty historic event for the 150th anniversary of the town of Norwood. We've just seen the old Washington No. 7 fire bell extracted from the Tilton Carillon Tower and being moved to a secure location until further locations can be determined. But it's a bell that was originally cast in East Medway, Massachusetts in 1847. That's 175 years ago. Since 1928, it's hung in the Tilton Carillon Tower, not part of the Carillon. Through the efforts of firefighters to get a piece of their history removed, we have it out today, and its future will be on display somewhere in the town of Norwood. I've always been interested in restoring historical artifacts, and when I learned that there was an 1847 Norwood fire bell still hanging in the Tilton Carillon of Norwood Town Hall, it intrigued me that this is something of Norwood's history that ought to be shared with the town. When the town of Norwood approved the usage of Community Preservation Act funds for this type of activity, they really engaged themselves in making sure that Norwood's history was preserved. And what we've discovered is there's a lot of rich Norwood history that we're just uncovering for that bright future for the next 150 years.
NCM will follow the story from restoration to destination. Norwood Bank has announced that they will be merging with Foxborough Federal Savings Bank. Not much will change for customers here in Norwood or surrounding towns other than an eventual name change. President of Norwood Bank, John Galvani, explains.
As I'm sure you've all heard, we announced intent to merge with Foxborough Federal Savings. It's good news for both banks. Especially good news for the town of Norwood, our employees, our customers. It gives us 3 more branches, so now our customers have 4 branches to choose from. The main office remains in Norwood, but now there are branches in Foxborough, Norfolk, and Plainville. All of our employees have the same jobs. Nothing really changes for them. The benefit is really going to be seen by the Norwood Bank customers now that they have 3 more branches to deposit and do their banking transactions.
It was a long process that started almost 3 years ago when Galvani and the CEO of Foxborough Federal Bank began their discussions.
I've been talking to their CEO, Dennis Parente, for about 3.5 years. It is a long process. This is a market where a lot of banks are merging. He's had plenty of interest from other banks. As both of us realize that at our size, we probably needed to get bigger, quicker than just growing organically. So we have a lot of things in common with Foxborough Federal. The way we treat our customers, the way we treat our employees, our culture, how we are out in the community, supporting charitable interests in the community. So there were a lot of similarities between the 2 banks. So it took a while, but eventually with all of these things happening, they came to the clear realization, as did we, that us 2 were meant to merge together.
Norwood Bank, a leader in charitable donations in the town, plans to continue with the hopes to expand the amount of donations. And Galvani had this message for the Norwood community.
You are number 1 in our hearts. You always will be. The only change you will see is for the better. You'll have the same products, have better technology, more options for online banking, and you have 3 more branches to conduct your business in. But any change you will see beyond the name will be all positive, as will the name. I'm not sure how this process goes. I leave that to the marketing people, but I know they put a lot of effort into it, and I'm very confident. I'm excited about this. Our directors are excited about this. It truly is a great opportunity for us to take a big step forward to remain competitive in this crazy banking industry and to continue to be a top performer in the state for banks that are in our peer group.
NCM will continue to provide updates on the merger as more information becomes available. After this break, we will take a look at the Rec Department's Junior Play Camp in this week's Living Local.
The 2022 Norwood Summer Concert Series is in full swing at the Town Common. If you are looking for a nice summer night outside, just bring a chair and enjoy the free music. On Sunday, August 14th, there will be a carillon concert from 2 to 3 p.m. featuring Jennifer Herman. And at the Sunday concerts on the Common, the Tom Nuttile Big Band will be performing from 6 to 8 p.m. On Wednesday, August 17th, the Summerfest concert will feature Squeezebox Stompers from 7 to 9 p.m. If you can't make it to the concerts, they will be rebroadcast on Norwood Community Media. Special thanks to the concert committee members and all of the sponsors for their generous support.
The Recreation Department has been very busy this summer with their play camps. The campers have a jam-packed summer, swimming, dancing, playing games, and special visitors. NCM was honored to be this week's special visitor at Junior Play. Let's go take a look.
Hey Norwood, Sam White here, Summer Camp Director. We've been so fortunate this summer to have NCM come down and give the kids a nice little entertainment. We had phenomenal field trips this year, and I can't thank you guys enough for trusting your kids with us and all of our counselors and what we do. We had a great time at Urban Air, Water Whiz, Full Set Ninja, the list goes on, and I can't wait for the next one.
We absolutely love our partnership with NCM at the Recreation Department and truly grateful for supporting us all year round. If you're craving some delicious home-cooked baked goods in the center of town, check out Chefin' and Eatin'.
Nestled between Vernon and Cottage Streets, Chefin' and Eatin' is a quaint pâtissière. It lends a European flavor to Norwood Center. Nedith Wakina runs a small cafe.
We serve European-inspired sweet and savory treats. We do sweet and savory pastries, savory plates, and we prepare frozen foods for people to take it home and chef in their own kitchen. So I would say some of our core offerings, we make amazing scones. That's saying that scones are dry, not here. They will change your life. We do awesome savory pastry. They're known as pâté, sort of cousin to empanadas or Jamaican patties. But we call them savory pastry because there are some people who are not familiar with it, and it kind of rounds out the sweet and savory offerings that we have. And those ones we do chicken, beef, spinach and cheese, eggplant caponata, and quite a spectrum of different flavors. And then we're known for our pies and pastries, mini pastry platters. We're a seasonal space, and so our menu, we have the core offerings, scones and so forth, but it adjusts according to what the season brings.
To keep things fresh at Chefin' and Eatin', everything is baked and prepared in small batches.
We're a small batch establishment, so we do things as they sell. We don't do big batches, we make them in small. If we sell that, like we just sold out of our cream puffs, someone bought all of them. So we just made a new batch of them, hand whipped cream. So it's nice to see people coming in and see familiar faces, and then they send their cousins, their friends, their best friends and so forth here as well, so it's wonderful.
Nedith loves the location of the cafe and is excited to be a part of the Norwood business community.
It's great. Everyone here is very kind and very welcoming, and it's even though it's a lot of people, it feels like a very small, close-knit community, which is very nice.
To learn more about Chefin' and Eatin', check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or visit their website at chefinandeatin.com.
I would say our mission is to bring joy from our kitchen to your table. You know, our motto is, our specialty is we chef, you eat.
Norwood author and historian Patty Fanning has teamed up with the school department's Jack Tolman to produce short, Norwood-based historical videos. Also involved in this project was Julie Kayer, a third-grade teacher at the Balt School. The goal is to share them as history curriculum with all third graders, now and for years to come. NCM is sharing them with the community by including them in Norwood News and will continue to broadcast them in the fall. First up, let's learn about the George F. Willett.
George F. Willett had a greater impact on the development of Norwood than anyone else in the history of the town. He was born in Walpole, attended local schools, and went to Boston University, where he studied industrial chemistry. He married Edith Winslow of Norwood. Willett was a business genius. He eventually controlled many businesses, including the Winslow Brothers Tannery and the Lyman Smith & Sons Tannery in Norwood. Willett created the pond near today's St. Timothy's Church. He also encouraged residents to use the pond for swimming and fishing. He bought more businesses and became a millionaire before he was 25 years old. Then, he decided that he would improve the town. George Willett redesigned the center of Norwood. He bought old buildings and moved them so new, large, modern buildings could be built. It was his idea to widen and pave Washington Street. It had been an unpaved road until then. He was the chairman of Norwood's first planning board, which came up with a plan to redesign much of the town. Through this committee, Willett was responsible for the creation of the town common and the buildings that surround it. George Willett had many ideas and a great deal of energy. He convinced many people to follow his lead. He tried hard to make life better for everyone in Norwood. He worked to lower the local taxes and to change the entire system of town government. He started a bank called the Norwood Trust Company and opened a public health center, which later became the Norwood Hospital. He founded the Norwood Civic Association, which was located on land that now belongs to Norwood Hospital, as a meeting place and to provide recreation for boys, girls, and adults throughout the town. Willett also wanted to help people buy their own homes. He started the Norwood Housing Association to purchase land all over town so he could build homes, parks, and playgrounds. His housing association would buy the land and his bank would help finance the building of the houses so that young families moving into town could afford a home. It was an ambitious plan. George Willett did other interesting things too. He was called to Washington, D.C. to help advise the government during World War I, and he was an Olympian. He competed in the 1932 Winter Olympics at Lake Placid, New York, as a member of the U.S. curling team. Curling was not an official Olympic event at that time, so it was a non-medal demonstration competition. Today, however, curling is an official Olympic event. Although some of his plans for Norwood did not come to be, George Willett is remembered for changing the town for the better through his vision, hard work, and devotion to this community.
That was a very interesting video, and now we know why the school was named the George F. Willett School. Thank you to Patty Fanning and Jack Tolman, and we look forward to watching more of your videos. In government, the Board of Selectmen met as a board of 3 members on Tuesday night. Both Selectmen Lane and Donnelly were absent. The board met with DPW Director Mark Ryan and Patty Fanning of the Old Parish Cemetery Volunteers to discuss an application that would like to be brought to the Community Preservation Committee. The project would replace the fencing around the perimeter of the historic burial site and update entryways into the cemetery. Dr. Fanning and Mr. Ryan highlighted the extent of the project through presentation given to the selectmen.
We're in front of you tonight after many hours of work with Patty, myself, the design group, and Paul Rinaldi, cemetery superintendent, to start talking about implementing some of the recommendations in this master plan. So we're here tonight to let you know we're going to submit an application to the Community Preservation Committee for our recommendations on what we think we should start working on. We think in the design group, through the whole process, thought that's one of the top priorities is to replace that fence. Replace it with what looks like a wrought iron fence. Isn't wrought iron. It's actually made out of aluminum, but it's very rugged material. You know, very attractive, very welcoming. It just fits for the facility that we're dealing with. So when we go to the CPC, we're going to be looking for funds to replace that chain link fence, over 800 feet of it, at a cost of $460,000. New pavement, concrete pavers in there, a new gate that would allow vehicles to get in and do maintenance, but pedestrian areas too that would be framed with granite posts to get in there. They wouldn't need a gate to go through, they could just walk through. And we think it'll be a lot more inviting, and people will start recognizing that more. And the cost of that, Mr. Chairman, is $115,000.
The total amount requested for the project is $695,000. However, it has been broken down into separate phases.
But these 3 items that we have in front of you are the things we'd like, with your blessing, to go forward to the Community Preservation Committee looking for funds to do this work. As I said, the total for each one, you got $460,000 for the fencing, $115,000 for Railroad Ave entrance, $120,000 for Washington Street entrance, so it would be a total of $695,000. So with your support, we'd like to proceed with this application to the CPC, and we broke it down purposely into 3 phases. If the CPC felt that, preferably phase 1 and 2 would be our top priorities. If they felt phase 3 was, too much right now, we could do that in a latter year. But we purposely broke it into 3 phases, and we look for your support when we finally make that application.
The Board of Selectmen unanimously approved the recommendation to proceed with the application to the CPC. This project is approved by the CPC, will come back to the board for inclusion on the town meeting warrant. The board will meet again on August 23rd. For complete government coverage, tune into NCM Government Channel or watch on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break for upcoming rec program and a look at the demolition of Norwood Hospital. Welcome back. I have some important news to share about our School of Dance open house happening next week. Hi Norwood, Katie Seastead here. We just wanted to let you know that our Norwood Recreation School of Dance is having an open house on next Wednesday, August 17th and Thursday, August 18th from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Civic Center. We're entering our 38th dance season. We hope that you can join. We'll be doing some raffles and t-shirt giveaways for all of those who come. We hope that we see some familiar faces as well as some new dance faces. Hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, please call the Civic Center 781-762-0466. Make sure to check it out. Norwood has been selected to participate in the Community First Partnership offered by sponsors of Mass Save, partnering with the town of Walpole and the town of Sharon. Julie Barber Issa is the energy advocate for the town and has all the details.
Hello, my name is Julie Barber Issa and I am the energy advocate for the town of Norwood. Norwood has been selected to participate in the Community First Partnership offered by the sponsors of Mass Save, partnering with the town of Walpole and the town of Sharon. Norwood is working with local Mass Save sponsor, National Grid, to provide cost-saving energy efficiency solutions to residents, small businesses, houses of worship, and local nonprofits. There will be a particular emphasis on reaching renters and landlords, English isolated residents, low to moderate income households, and small businesses, though all Norwood residents and business owners who heat primarily with natural gas can participate. All other Norwood residents, those who heat their homes with oil or electric, are eligible for energy efficiency incentives through Norwood Municipal Light Department's partnership with Energy New England. Owners, renters, and landlords can receive a no-cost home energy assessment to identify energy-saving opportunities, such as insulation and heating and cooling equipment upgrades. Weatherization and air sealing can close up gaps and holes that cause cold air drafts in the winter and also allow hot air to enter the house in the summer. Sealing these gaps can make your home more comfortable year-round and reduce your energy by as much as 30%. If you have been considering a new heating or cooling system, incentives have never been higher for heat pumps, and homeowners may qualify for rebates of up to $10,000. This applies to both National Grid and Norwood Light customers. The Mass Save sponsors offer up to 100% off the cost of approved upgrades for single-family homes and 2 to 4 unit residential buildings. You may qualify for no-cost air sealing, 75 to 100% off the cost of approved insulation, and rebates on high-efficiency heating and cooling equipment. Residents can also receive a variety of no-cost energy-saving products such as water-saving devices and programmable thermostats. There are 0% financing opportunities available to qualifying residents. Incentives will vary depending on how you heat your home and the needs of your home. Norwood small business owners can also receive a no-cost energy assessment and qualify for upgrades in energy-saving devices. To learn more and sign up for a no-cost energy assessment, those who heat primarily with gas can visit masssave.com/NSW, and those who heat with oil and electric can visit norwoodlight.com/rebates. You can also call 781-536-9864. I'm available to help you through this process and answer any questions you may have. If you would like to get in touch with me directly, please email jbarberisa@norwoodma.gov. Thank you.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood News, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend. NCM has been documenting the Norwood Hospital construction weekly with short video clips of the progress of this historic event. Stay up to date with NCM to follow the progress of the hospital. We leave you with a recap of the last 4 weeks.